COVID numbers in Thailand are on the rise. Superheroes are out on the street fighting for their lives as farmers try to sell more and more sugarcane juice, as well as a quick update on the test and go, as well as the oil spill in Rayong. That's all coming up on today's Good Morning Thailand. Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand with Jay and Tim.
Hello. You introduced yourself again first. You're going to be in so much trouble from the comments section.
The thing is, I think I've figured it out. It's not necessarily me introducing myself first. I always tend to say with Jay and Tim rather than with Tim and Jay.
Should I be first? Like if we're going to have a starring, should my name be on top and yours underneath?
Yeah.
How are we going to sort this out?
I don't know.
I'm the older one.
I've never watched a show where someone goes, oh, hey, here's the guest and here's who I am. That wouldn't make sense. But I think it was a grammatical error, which I think I've attempted to fix.
There have been court cases over history about stars saying, I want top billing, I want my name on top. Yeah. And they've gone to court and it's been very messy.
That does happen in movies. Yeah.
Sure.
When they make posters and, I want my name first.
I don't care, as long as my name's on top.
Yes. A movie starring Tim Newton and Sandra Bullock.
Horrendous thought. We're at the Adlib Hotel.
Yes, we are.
Adlib Bangkok.
That's right.
Which is a little oasis of green, as you can see surrounding us.
That's right.
In amongst Sukhumvit Soy 1/1.
Yeah.
It's a little hidden away soy next to the Bumrungrad Hospital.
Well done.
Which is the biggest private hospital in Thailand.
One of the biggest.
Would you name one that's bigger?
Bangkok Hospital?
No, this is huge.
Well, in terms of what?
Oh, it's just enormous.
In terms of space, you need to visit Bangkok Hospital.
I walked out yesterday because I sort of walked through Bumrungrad Hospital it's just hard for me to say, to go and get a motorcycle taxi back to the office. Yeah. And there was this parade of Porsches and Mercedes and other big brands, you know, all the fancy brands, BMWs,
Ferraris.
There were supercars and there were big black vans.
Pagani.
Huh?
Never mind.
Never heard of that one.
Lost them, never.
So it was just like, this is at 10:30, everybody's sort of arriving for their... Well, you thought they were arriving for their Moderna vaccines.
Yes. I believe... Bumrungrad is a very... Not only is it a private hospital, but it's quite famous for being the best amongst the best.
Oh, it's...
Yes.
It's when you walk in, it's like a 5-star hotel.
Yes,
it's got the carpet and the expensive furniture and a Starbucks, and it's really, really uber.
It's also got a great reputation for having one of the best doctors. We are not being sponsored by Bumrungrad, might I add. No, I wish we were.
Given how much we've talked about them this week.
If someone's watching,
we'll send them a bill.
Yeah. All right.
Lots to talk about.
Talking about hospitals, infections, and... you know what it is. Test and go. Now, it's been up 2 days.
Yeah, they had a whole lot of problems on the first day, but they appear to have got it sorted out. Then after they did get it sorted out, they actually ended up with quite a few applications.
That's right. 23,000 travellers registered for entry under the Test and Go program.
I think precisely it's 23,600 and something.
23,660.
There we go.
Now, the first day, the suspended travel scheme was resumed. Right. So the government spokesperson Kun Thanakorn Wangboonkhongchana said that a total of 29,194 foreigners applied for the Thailand Pass. Of them, like you said, 23,660 people registered for the Test and Go scheme, and a number of registrations is expected to increase as well. So it's double the figures according to...
So about 29,000 people registered for the Thailand Pass.
Yes.
The vast majority of those are test and go. Mm-hmm. You have to, once you've applied, you got 60 days. What are you looking at?
Sorry, I just saw a comment that said, remove the flower behind Jay. I was like, what flower? I believe it's this one.
Yes.
It's really troubling someone. It's really troubling Gunnar. don't know. Gunnar, this one's for you. This one's for you, Gunnar. Yeah.
Gunnar,
Yeah.
you happy now?
We stopped important information regarding the test and go to move the flower just for you, Gunnar. And that's what we do for our viewers, for the fans,
For the viewer.
for the viewer.
So when you apply, you've got a 60-day window. So if you apply and you get approved today, you've got 60 days to enter the country.
Yeah.
How many travellers usually arrive in Thailand pre-COVID on a daily basis? What's the average?
Millions and millions.
Well, the average is about 110,000 a day. So this number is a really good start for Test and Go version 2. A lot of people said, no one's coming. They're all going to the Philippines and Cambodia. But people will be applying and they will be coming. A lot of people have to come to Thailand because they might have family, there may be an emergency, they may be doing business, they may be coming to a conference, there may be expats returning or, of course, Thais returning to the country. But we think that probably about half these people could be considered tourists.
Yeah.
So
Half, I don't know half, but a little more than half.
bit more than half?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good for you. Where's your evidence?
Where's your evidence?
My evidence is based on experience, age, and beauty.
Okay. And continuing on, COVID numbers are rising in Thailand. Now, this is a bit more of a serious topic, so slight change in tone. Just for a moment, 9,172 COVID-19 infections, 21 deaths.
Yeah,
Since yesterday.
So we spoke yesterday briefly about sort of this flat line of the reports over the past month have been pretty much between 7,000 and 8,000 new infections every day, and the death toll was around about between sort of 10 and 16 or 17 every day, but that suddenly sort of leapt up yesterday. And if you look at the sort of the graph, there is a slow climb. Now, people would have thought with Omicron, the way it's been infecting other countries, that the rise would be quite fast. But instead, Thailand has been showing this sort of rather odd flat line, although we'll have to see over the next few days if this number keeps on creeping up. But we are sad to report that the numbers are creeping up. They're not surging. It's not a huge panic or anything, but we're just here to report that statistically there is a slow ramping up of infections. And we know the Thai government are very reactionary. They're very risk averse when these sort of things happen. So we just put that out there and report the facts.
Talking about reactions, now, is this a coincidence that a day after you mentioned that the COVID numbers flatlined, there was a sudden spike in the numbers? Is there power in the words of the great Tim Newton?
The WCSA yesterday, I'm sure they got together at 1 o'clock in a blind panic, say, did you watch Good Morning Thailand today?
Yeah.
That Tim Newton guy.
Yeah, he's on to us.
So we've got to find a 9. Anybody got a 9? Is there a 9 in there? We need to put a 9 in front of our numbers.
Yeah.
So, no, of course not. But it is just interesting watching these numbers. We're not panicking anybody. We're not trying to fearmonger as we're often accused.
That's exactly what you're doing.
We're just passing on these numbers to you in good faith.
A lot of people say, well, you don't have to. Just because, whether we decide to say the COVID numbers or not, doesn't change the fact that it still happened.
Yeah, it actually does happen. And if you haven't noticed, in the past 2 years, the whole world has been thrown into a total confusion because of this pandemic. And rightfully so. It's got between a 1 and a 1.5% death rate, and it's killed, in America alone, nearly 900,000 people. So this is actually a thing. It is an important story. And as we've said, sadly, we believe, although the pathology side of the COVID-19 looks like it's slowly drawing to some sort of close over the next few months, hopefully, that's not a certainty, but hopefully, that the next phase of the COVID-19 pandemic will be starting, and that's going to be the economic fallout which is going to start to take place. I think anybody who follows the financial markets knows that we are sort of in some sort of bubble.
Yes.
A lot of residential property prices around the world are going to crash, and I think we're going to see the US stock market crash. That's not my prediction, that's the prediction of a lot of financial experts that follow these matters a lot more closely than I. But I do listen to about 5 different podcasts from finance people, and they're all pretty much talking the same or beating the same drum at the moment. Have you got any stocks and shares?
So I was just taking it all in what you said. You started off by saying, I'm not trying to spread fear or fear-mongering, and then you ended up with the US stock market is going to crash.
Well, it's not my prediction. I'm just saying that the people who know a lot more about these matters than I do, and it's amazing that the way that the money pumped into I'm singling out the US because it's the biggest financial market in the world, but the money that's been pumped into that market over the past 2 years is astonishing, and a lot of it's gone into the stock market, and people also putting the money that they've been given into buy bonds and stocks, and it's hugely inflated the market. And at some stage the wheels have to come off. There has to be a pop in the bubble.
Sorry, what was your earlier question? Do I listen to podcasts?
Do you listen to any podcasts, or do you invest in the stock market?
I do not invest in the stock market.
Do you have Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency?
I do not invest in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency.
Where do you put your hard-earned money? The far too high wages.
It's all about the
NFTs. Do you invest in NFTs? Do you?
Well, I'm heavily invested in investing in NFTs. I feel like that's where the future is. So I'm learning. I'm still learning.
Okay, but you haven't put hard-earned cash on the table yet.
No, not yet.
Can we talk about these very briefly?
Yes. After the break, though.
Oh, after the break. Okay, I'm not
But before we go to the break, let me just...
they're not quite in the frame. I'll bring them back so you can see them.
They haven't seen it the whole time.
Okay.
It was spread the whole time.
You can now. We'll talk about them later.
Talking about fear-mongering, Thailand's guidelines for children who become infected with COVID-19. Now, a lot of the people who do travel to Thailand do often tend to be families who come for, various reasons to enjoy the beautiful beaches and the wonderful sensations of Thailand. Thailand has come out with another guideline. Now, looking at history, Thailand hasn't been very good with guidelines.
They're not shy in coming up with guidelines.
And a lot of the time parents ask, what do I do if my child is sick? Now, there's a guideline for children who become infected with COVID-19. Now, let me just go through them. Let me just get straight to it. There's 3 points.
Well, the first one to me is the whole idea that these guidelines are meant to make parents feel give them more surety if they're coming to Thailand. So the first one basically says it's all about ensuring that they stay together and are treated as a family group. And then we go into points number 2 and number 3, which completely throws number 1 out the window. Go on.
Here we go. So number 1, in case of
I've done number 1, so number 2.
Number 2 then. Well, I wanted to read it formally. Number 2, in case of only a child is infected by his
parents.
But his or her parents, guardians,
glasses?
are not infected. That's actually a great question.
I think he needs his glasses.
But his or her parents' guardians are not infected. The child will receive hospital treatment while his or her parents/guardians who are younger than 60 years of age and who have no congenital diseases are able to care for their child at the hospital. What? Okay, so basically, if your child gets sick and you're under 60 years old and you don't have a congenital disease, you can take care of your child at the hospital. Yeah. However, if you're above 60 years old or have a congenital disease,
we don't know. And then point 3 basically says that if the parents or the guardians are infected, but not the children, another family member, because of course when you come on a holiday with your kids, you bring another family member just in case.
Of course.
The other family member is allowed to look after the children. Gee, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
If there's no family member or guardian to care for the child is to be placed in a welfare centre or accommodation under the care of the Ministry of Social Development and Human Security. So, basically, you're going to be split up if you or your child gets infected while in Thailand. So I don't think the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have made any parents feel any better about bringing their children to Thailand and hoping that no one's going to get COVID. Again, we're just reporting these as it's written, so it doesn't particularly read very reassuringly to me. If you're a parent and you read that, what would you think? Oh, no worries, I'm definitely coming now.
Well, thankfully I'm not.
No.
So I tend to never go to the parents section because I don't have to deal with that yet. This is not a PSA for not having kids. And it's not time for a break.
With something coming up soon that we don't know about?
No.
Anything you'd like to report?
No.
Neither confirm nor deny.
We're going to go for a break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about a quick update on the oil spill, as well as these beautiful mugs and the current political state of Thailand. This is quite interesting,
yes.
actually.
Prediction coming up.
That's right. And lastly, farmers are superheroes.
Big S.
The one that you never wanted, but the one that you needed.
Yeah, this is the story that you need to know.
Yeah, we'll be back right after this.
Well, welcome back to Good Morning Thailand. We've got rid of Jay, and the show, of course, will be much better from now on. It'll just be me and you. So, oh no, here he comes. Go find your glasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back.
Damn it, I thought we'd got rid of you from...
Back in black.
You look very dramatic there. You're wearing black and you've got a sort of a dark, brooding background.
Yes.
It is actually quite light in here, although it looks very very dark.
Got a very film noir look.
You can
to me
see
today.
in the back there, we've got the wall of green, which is sort of the big feature when you walk into the Ad Lib Hotel Bangkok. A little sort of oasis of green. And you can see that green wall and it goes right around the whole building. Quite dramatic, and makes a nice little sort of, as I said, green oasis. What's the website for the Ad Lib Hotel, Jay?
That's an excellent question. It's actually in the description below, but it is...
it's in the description below.
adlibbangkok.com. Before we start the second segment of the show, Tim, let me give a quick shout out to Liang Sia Yo. That's right, Liang Sia Yo. Thank you for being a Thaiger member, and I apologize, I can't say your possible Chinese name wrong.
Oh,
but thank you, I appreciate your support. Don't we appreciate their support? We love our Thaiger members.
Question, are you from Singapore? That's what I'm thinking.
Possibly.
That's a wild guess.
Right.
Wherever you're from in the world, we'd love to have you with us.
Coffee culture mugs. Look at these beautiful mugs, right?
We've got close-ups for you.
We've got close-ups, yes. Jason's taken some photo. As soon as I saw this, I got Jackson Pollock action painting vibes. Did you?
Well, this one certainly is. The one you've got is... Yeah.
The Vida Loca.
Are they Jackson Pollock paintings?
No, they're not. This is an artist series from Frank Nero.
Okay, and this one is... I'm just reading here. Same person. Ferenik Nairo.
Frank Nero.
We're sorry, we've
He's half French,
mispronounced your
half
name.
Japanese, I think. Possibly, who knows? But this mug, even though it says WTF mug, I actually saw... yeah, there we go. Someone, Keon... What's his name? I like coffee mugs, but would never buy one that says WTF on it. Too much negative connotation. Well, Keon Noons, thank you for that comment, by the way. But
the story is...
There's a full story behind it.
Of course there is.
It's not actually meant as a curse, but just a call to attention to take action. And you can actually find the full story on the coffeeculture.asia. You can read it, and you can decide for yourself if it has negative connotations for you or not.
Yeah, these are quite dramatic.
Yeah.
I love a cuppa. WTF mug from coffeeculture.asia.
Coffeeculture.asia. All right.
Thank you very much for your sponsorship and your support of Good Morning Thailand.
Okay, moving on. Oil spills.
Oh, yeah. So this is the oil spill that started, it's 9 days ago now.
Yeah.
It happened in that area off Rayong, about some 16 kilometres off the coast. Oil spill. They reported originally some 400,000 litres. It was then downgraded to 160,000 litres. It formed about a 40 square kilometre oil slick, and it's floated in towards the Rayong beach. It reached the beach last weekend and it looked really messy, and we saw pictures of them cleaning up. And they were worried that it might also head to Koh Samet, but that hasn't happened. But you've got the latest.
That's right. I've actually got some good news. The oil sludge has been cleared from the Mae Ramphueng Beach and the sea off the beachfront after a lot of efforts from a lot of people.
Yeah, well, people who had volunteers traipsing up and down the beach over the weekend. They were digging trenches to stop the oil washing up onto the upper part of the beach. A lot of effort.
And now finally a committee of people and organizations will inspect the area to check if there is no more oil. And all going well, the emergency center overseeing the cleanup operation will be closed.
And hopefully that will be the end of that, but it'll just be the start of the woes for the oil company, who I'm sure will be sued by a lot of local businesses, and questions will be asked about Thailand's preparedness for these oil slicks in the future, because they weren't able to mop it up quickly. That's quite clear. And the oil slick, despite all the best intentions, actually reached the beach. I think one of the worst images was one released by the Royal Thai Navy in the day after, where they had those aerial photos, and they had the picture of the Navy officer with a bucket scooping the oil out of the sea. I think everybody would have been shaking their head thinking, oh my God, that's not the way to clean up an oil slick. I think that image has remained in a lot of people's minds.
All right, Tim.
Yes.
Let's quickly talk about Thailand's political state currently. Now, there's something interesting going on. There was a recent election.
Yeah, they had a by-election in, I'm just trying to find the details of the story here, another by-election last weekend. By-elections are these elections for districts or provinces which, like somebody might retire, or heaven forbid somebody might die, and they have to re-elect somebody to take that MP seat in Parliament. And there's been, I don't know, something like about 10 by-elections since 2019, I might have that wrong, when Palang Pracharat won the majority of seats and then formed a coalition. But the coalition has now lost about 7 out of the last 9 by-elections. Last week's election was won by Pheu Thai, the opposition party. Used to be a very popular party, was the party of, for example, Yingluck Shinawat. And really what's happening here is that they didn't just, Palang Pracharat, the Prime Minister's party, didn't lose by a little bit, they lost by a lot. The Palang Pracharat MP only got about 25% of the vote. So it looks like there is certainly a strong message being sent in these recent by-elections to the ruling coalition and to the Prime Minister. In fact, they ran with a slogan in last week's election. Let me see if I can find this. Here's the slogan. If you love Uncle Tu, which is the Prime Minister, and like Uncle Pom, who is the Deputy PM, Prawit Wongsuwon, then vote number 7, which was his position on the other ballot. So it looks like they ran strongly on the support for the Thai Prime Minister, and it really seems like the Prime Minister's support is waning in Thailand. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next year when there will be an election, or if the Prime Minister and Palang Pracharat decide to call an early election. So that's just a quick summary on what's happening with the political landscape.
Early election, I doubt that.
I sort of doubt it. I think the Prime Minister will run this out as long as he can.
Yes. All right. Today's last topic is regarding farmers and superheroes, because our farmers are our superheroes, as they dress to get more customers after drop in sales during the pandemic.
Have we got some pictures of this?
Yes, we do. Have a look at these beautiful pictures.
Is it pictures or video?
Pictures.
Pictures.
Yes.
So this is great. We've got some farmers who've been doing it pretty hard in Prachin Buri.
Yes.
Which is east of
Prachin
Bangkok.
Buri.
Prachin Buri.
Yes, a Thai sugarcane farmer in Prachin Buri and his brother-in-law are dressing up as Batman and Superman, as well as Spider-Man, to attract more customers. Now, sales had dropped since the COVID-19 pandemic, obviously, but it was also that people started to do home deliveries. You know, there was also a fear of, I don't want to buy food from the streets due to germs, due to
I don't want to be mixing with unclean
infections.
people.
But somehow home deliveries don't get passed along by hands, it just hovers above. And that's okay because it comes in 50 plastic bags.
So actually, talking about deliveries,
Yes.
Jay, we've got a report here that in 2020, home deliveries were 68.8 million, and that rose to 74 million just in Bangkok last year.
That's right.
And they think it could rise to 99 million by 2024. So home deliveries are becoming a very big thing. And obviously, this was a growing market, this home delivery thing, but COVID has certainly accelerated the change from this sort of retail, going out and shopping, to shopping from home.
Yes.
If you were going to be launching a new product, would you be looking for a store somewhere in Bangkok to have your store, or would you be doing it online? It's almost a silly question.
Well, it depends what kind of. If it's just primarily based on if I want to make money, then yes, you're right. But if I wanted to have a restaurant, I wanted to make a name for myself, there's still value in doing something the traditional way.
Okay, even with restaurants. If you were going to be setting up a restaurant to make money now, would you set up something at home that was structured around home deliveries? Or would you set up a traditional restaurant off the street? I mean, I know we love the idea of going out and eating at a restaurant, and there's a lot of ambience and all that, and they're getting together with friends.
Yes.
But if you're actually looking at making money out of food in the next era, the next few years, I'd be doing something at home.
It would be
online.
it would be the most efficient and smart way to go about it. But I still feel really depends what you want. As a chef, you know, chefs have their own.
Okay, sure. And but these are almost the exceptions rather than the rule now. But if you're going to be selling computers or clothes,
yes,
then why on earth
products,
why would you want to spend 100,000 baht a month on rent in a shop where you could spend a quarter of that money on marketing, online marketing, and probably get a lot more customers?
Yeah.
Things have really changed.
Just say that your office is somewhere really far away, and then people won't bother coming. They'll never find out.
Speaking about office space,
yes,
we're looking.
Oh, are we?
Home deliveries have a much lower overhead and more customers, says West TX Greg. Thank you very much, a member. Well, that's true. And obviously, these overheads are either going to have to come down a lot for the retail sector the rental sector to attract people back to all these millions of properties around the world that are strewn along the streets and the pavements. How are they going to get them back? How are they going to get these shutters up and the doors open? I think retail has really changed. I mean, if you're a Macy's or a Walmart or any of these huge conglomerate retail stores, they're all got stocks diving and stores closing all over the place. And because of the supply chain problems, a lot of these stores are half empty because they just can't get stock.
Yes.
Big changes ahead.
Supply chains.
Neil Jones says, we like Tim's shirt. Where did you buy from? I got this one in one of the market stalls up on the upper floors on Terminal 21.
Okay.
I can't remember the store's name.
Let's take a quick break, Tim. Once we come back from the break.
Did we cover the superheroes enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there more to cover them?
Prachin Buri, which is east of Bangkok.
Yes.
I was going to
Prachin
ask
Buri.
you, if you were going to be dressing up as a superhero to sell sugar, what would you wear? I think Superman was smart because it's got a great big S on the front.
Yeah.
But who's your?
Well, I'd be loyal.
Maybe the Incredible Hulk.
No.
Because you wouldn't.
My favorite superhero was always Batman.
Batman. Why? Because he's dark and brooding.
Because he's a winner, whether he's a superhero or as a normal human being.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Classy man.
Sorry? Yes.
Candy Man. What is that?
Who is Candyman? I'm not sure
Is
of
that a
the
superhero?
who's the backstory. I'm not sure of the
just-
backstory of Candyman.
Okay.
You could be Candyman.
Could be Candy Man.
The Candyman can. It's a song.
And we're going to take another break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to address some of your questions regarding the topics from today. We'll be back right after this.
Find the coffee roast you love most. Coffee Culture delivers Thai coffee online. Whole beans or pre-ground delivered to your doorstep in Thailand. Go to coffeeculture.asia and get coffee you love delivered to your doorstep.
Welcome back to Good Morning Thailand with Jay and Tim.
We're just going through your comments.
Oh, sorry, I've got a quick update. There were a couple of viewers. I believe his name was Ian Anywhere. He was asking me, will there be a discount code for Adlib hotels?
So, Jay, will there be a discount code for Adlib Hotel here in Bangkok in
Yes.
Soi 1/1?
Yes, there will be. You can actually go to Adlib Bangkok's hotel Facebook page and just drop a message. Give them your name, give them what dates you'd like to travel, and you can use the code the Thaiger for a 10% discount. Just say you're from the Thaiger, and this is my code, the Thaiger. You will get a 10% discount.
Just scream Tiger,
Yeah.
and they'll know what to do.
They'll know.
Two questions here. Well, I've got one from Craig777. Forgot the other 7. Well, it's not so much a question. He said, zombie restaurant, just a kitchen, deliver. This is a future of a lot of mum and dad restaurants. Why pay that 50 to 100,000 baht monthly rental fee when you can just do it at home, have your online store? You can run it yourself on Facebook or something, or you can do it through Food Panda? What's the other one? So
Well,
Grab Food.
Maybe you don't have the facilities at home. Maybe your home's not big enough. Maybe you have kids.
Well, okay. So yeah,
Some people don't like working at home.
I get all that, and then there's obviously the option. But there's so many restaurants that these days will be looking at that monthly rent and thinking, gee, I could do this at home. And Mr. Food Panda or Mr. Grab Food, there are other options available. They're the ones most popular in Thailand.
Yes.
On the weekend, I would do Food Panda 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Most of the Food Panda local deliverers know me now.
Okay.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. Poorly Buffalo 555 says 50% off. Fantastic.
50%?
No, it's 10%.
Did you say 50, did you?
I don't know.
You're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble.
No, it's definitely 10%.
Fletch XR8 says, hey guys, big fan of the show. Any idea when the alcohol curfew will be lifted? Okay, so it's not so much an alcohol curfew. There is I suppose there is a curfew on restaurants having to close by 11 p.m. at the moment. And restaurants in blue zones are allowed to serve alcohol until 11 p.m. And currently the blue zones include most of the popular tourist zones. Hua Hin, Bangkok, Chonburi, Phuket, and there's others, I don't have them in front of me. But there's also been a lot of bars who have converted to restaurants. They've started serving like oranges or McNuggets or something, and they've put in some lights and a new sign out the front, and they've become SHA Plus registered, and they're officially able to open as a restaurant, but the girls are there and they're sort of running as bars in a sort of underground manner, but it's sort of legal. When is that going to finish? I don't know. I mean, the Anaton today, Anaton, whose name I can't remember. Charvirakun. He's the public health minister and popular for some of his comments about dirty Farang last year, a comment that will follow him around for the rest of his political career. He said that he's still determined to keep the bars and the nightlife closed, at least in the short term. So I'm thinking it's going to be I'm guessing another 2 months. That's my prediction. I think we've got another 2 months of the nightlife being closed. But I could be completely wrong. That's just my prediction. I know they're very risk averse about the nightlife and bars. Your turn.
Well, I was actually trying to listen to you this time, so I didn't pay attention.
That's a nice change. As from October 2022, all expats can self-assure as they have 3 million baht in a bank account in or outside Thailand, or has assets, I suppose, of 3 million baht. This from Philip, whose name I can't pronounce. Okay, I'm not really sure what you're talking about there, Philip. We might need a bit more context as to your comments. Is that for a retirement visa, or is that part of this new 10-year visa, which isn't actually a 10-year visa? Yes. It's a 5-year visa plus 5.
You'll get it for 10.
Yes.
Only if you're extremely wealthy and are willing to invest a ridiculous amount of money here in Thailand.
Which Philip may be referring to. But yeah, you get the visa for 5 years, then you sort of have to just apply for the next 5 years. It's not quite a 10-year visa.
I saw a comment earlier, someone furiously saying that Bamrungat Hospital only caters to the rich.
Well, that's basically right.
That's what private hospitals do, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's not a public hospital. If you have got...
But we've got some amazing public hospitals in Thailand, in Bangkok especially.
Some really good public hospitals.
Yes.
And you're on free healthcare.
Yes.
I'm on free healthcare. Num's on free health. We all get free healthcare because we've got work permits here in the country. So we can get free healthcare at any of the really great public hospitals. Now, there are some public hospitals a bit further out of Bangkok that may be not quite as salubrious or fancy. But I've always, personally, touch wood, I've always found the public hospital system here in Thailand actually works very well, compared with public hospital systems in different parts of the world. Well, why are you smiling at me?
No, sorry.
I'm serious. I think the public hospitals here are very good.
I agree. No, I just saw a comment from PG Santa who said, Jay seems like he's coming down with a cold or something. Just not typical Jay energy. Better mask up, Tim.
Yeah, I was actually thinking today he's a little bit on the... Something's been going on in the last 24 hours.
Je apologize. Just for this reason, I'm going to come with a bang tomorrow. I'm just going to be double the hype, double the volume.
The Craig 777 says, I don't want any soup from Batman. Again, that's sort of a bit out of context. I'm not sure what you're carrying on about there.
You don't know you don't want soup from Batman until you are in that situation.
The Craig 777 says, Kamui COVID is over. No one is dying. Keep clinging to your masks. Like a religious fetish. England is open.
Sinky.
He says, get over it.
Yeah.
The fact is, whether you like it or not, it's not over.
Yeah.
There are still infections, and there are still, very sadly, people dying in different parts of the world. So you might think it's over, and as I said, even if the pathology side of COVID is over shortly, and let's hope that's the case, there's a lot of economic pain to come. I think anybody who follows the news or follows the financial markets around the world will realise that we're in for quite a lot of pain. But let's hope at least the medical emergency is over very shortly.
Yeah. Mario is spamming a question 5 times saying, how to get prepaid PCR tests for testing go in Koh Samui, please. Mario, we don't know.
So, well, I understand if you book a hotel, most of the hotels which are connected to hospitals also provide the PCR test as part of the booking. So if you go to any of the... You found another funny message, obviously, because you never smile at me like that.
No, my point is that...
Can I finish this?
Yes,
I'm answering
sorry,
Mario's question.
Please, Mario, yeah.
So I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, so if you go to Agoda or bookings.com and you find an SHA Plus hotel, contact them and ask them if the PCR test is included, or it may indeed be included in the package. So, that's how you find it.
My comment was relating to your commenting on Mario.
Okay.
A lot of people expect us to know information such as that. Just... willy-nilly, I've just got it. Oh, yes, Samui, yeah. You go to the pharmacy down at, Ramphueng Beach and, Mario, I'm just being honest with you. We don't have all of that information. You give us way too much credit.
Bumrungrad is still cheaper than USA Hospital, says Stephen. Yeah, Bumrungrad Hospital
well done, yes.
is actually cheaper than a lot of overseas hospitals. But as far as Thailand's concerned, it would probably be considered the premier hospital. And I've had one treatment there.
Yeah.
And you're certainly treated very, very, very well. And in Thai terms, you do pay through the nose for it. But yes, you're right, cheaper than most overseas hospitals.
Does Tim's work permit have a CCP stamp on it anywhere? No, he's actually got it tattooed on his back.
It's on my back. It's got big CCP. Sick puppy. The market will crash because of quantitative easing that pumped 10 trillion into the US and drove the market up. Tim is right. We're in for a major come down. Thank you for your comment, Sick Puppy, who's also a member, despite the fact we sometimes disagree with you. But we're not going to agree with everything that you all say, but sometimes we will, and sometimes you won't agree with everything we say, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
Masking, unless if specified, using a particular and tested mask really kind of defeats the purpose of masking. Handkerchief, old shirt, panties, I mean... And that's from West TX Greg.
Oh, okay.
That was the emoticon he put it on. Put on there. Well, I mean, the whole thing about masks is, yes, you should probably wear a good mask and wear it properly. These masks, which I wear, I think you get a packet of 10 for 20 baht or something in a 7-Eleven, these will get us around obeying the law and are worn by everybody here in Thailand in public areas because it's a rule under the emergency decree.
Yeah. Oh, Ian Anywhere. I just saw him on the chat. Ian Anywhere. There is a code for Adlib Hotel. He was the one. I think he was the one asking for it. I'm not sure.
Oh, Nicholas, I'm not even going to read that. You start beating a different drum, Nicholas.
Okay.
Right off the point.
All right.
They are useless outside, says the Craig. Well, again, they may be useless in your point of view, but we still have to wear them, and that's the rule. So stop talking about wearing masks in Thailand. There's no use point at talking about it. We have to wear them outside and in public areas. Full stop.
Wig alert. Wig alert says, wasn't Tim wearing the same shirt yesterday?
Absolutely not.
It was pretty much the same shirt, but in red.
Yeah.
Red and white.
No, I had a polo shirt on yesterday.
The day before yesterday.
It was red. It was a red floral shirt. This is a little... Excuse me.
Oh, no.
COVID.
Oh, no.
So, it was a different shirt, which is now residing... it was thrown in the washing machine.
Yeah.
By about 6 o'clock that night, I've been running around outside in it most of the day. It was... so it went into the washing machine.
Okay. PG Santa says, I'd donate $50 right now if Jay did shots. Well, this is a shot of coffee. He didn't specify what kind of shot, so I will have this shot of coffee for you, PG Santa.
The masks are just virtue signalling, whether you like it or not, Confucius says. They're not virtue signalling, you idiot. It's just the rule in Thailand. And if you come here, or if you live here, as an expat, you just obey the rules. So stop talking about all this virtue signalling.
All right, we're gonna end the show now.
What, are we being thrown out?
No. There's just a lot of noise. There's a lot of background noise now.
A lot of waving at us. Does he know us?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I think there's a fan in the background over there.
What's your name, sir? What's your name? Shiv. Sorry?
Shiv.
Shiv. Okay. Oh, Sheaf. He's there having breakfast, and I'm pretty sure he's going to come and talk to Jay and I after the show.
Yes.
Thank you, Sheaf, for coming along and saying hello. Jason's been hard at work, just looking through his Facebook page throughout the show.
Yeah. Someone's talking about Whoopi Goldberg. Do you know the news about Whoopi Goldberg?
Yes, she got kicked off.
She made comments about the Holocaust.
About the Holocaust,
Not
saying
being
that it wasn't racial. It wasn't racially motivated. So she was put on ice for 2 weeks off the... what's the show she does? On ABC. The show is called The View, which is not two people just having a chit-chat. It's 4 ladies having a chit-chat every day. And it's been running for about 10 years. But yeah, Whoopi's on ice for 2 weeks for her misstatements about the Holocaust.
Okay.
as Jay silently just reads the... Oh, look at Jay whilst he silently reads the comments. Off you go.
Some of the comments
I'll just drink
hilarious.
a glass of water here.
Some of the comments are just hilarious. It's really entertaining, I'm not going to lie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 650 people watching. I think that's a record for the week.
Thank you very much. We
thank you very
love
much.
you.
Yes, please click the like button if you're enjoying the video. Either for love of me or hate of Tim, just click the like button.
Even Nicholas for his ridiculous comments about virtue signalling. We love you too. We appreciate your comments, even if we disagree with you.
Right. Leave a comment in the comment section below about anything that you've heard today, whether you agree, whether you disagree, or you'd like us to know how you feel. We hope you have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow for Lumberjack Fridays.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes.
No, quick.
Yes.
These comments in the comment section, the live comment section, will disappear after we finish the show.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to add any new comments under the traditional YouTube comment section.
That's right.
So all these ones will disappear, sadly, because we have to edit the front off because Jade coughs and splutters and we've got to sort of cut that bit off.
It would be hilarious if you actually had a COVID-19 infection. We don't joke about it. We don't cough shame people, Tim. Let's do the right thing.
You're saying it'd be hilarious if I had COVID-19?
Well, you're making fun of the fact that you coughed and then, it's COVID.
Well,
Is that... Okay, can we quickly talk about this? Like, I'm going off books now. What do you feel about... because, when COVID actually first started, now that we're 2 years in, I think people are a lot less sensitive. But when COVID first started, people would make jokes about it. They would make light of the situation. They'd cough and they'd be like, haha, COVID. And then a week later, you'd find out that they actually have COVID. Is that like a, you deserve it moment? Or is that just a,
no,
you shouldn't make fun of it?
Oh, no, we shouldn't make fun of it. I mean, it can be, in some people, quite serious.
Yes.
I mean, it looks like the Omicron is not nearly as deadly as the Delta variant. But we had, like in the last, month, 5 or 6 staff members who have been quite ill from COVID. Certainly not able to come into work, and some of them not able to work from home, whilst one did. But they've actually been, quite serious. Yeah. We had young Jay come back yesterday, not this Jay, the...
Jordan.
The slim Jay.
His name is Jordan.
Jordan, okay. I call him Jay.
I refuse to call him Jay.
Because... he had the name before you. He's older than you, isn't he?
I have no idea.
You're only 18.
Yeah.
So, he came in yesterday. He's been in hospital for 2 weeks, and he wasn't looking terribly well. So it is still quite a serious disease for some people. We stole the idea of Good Morning Thailand from The View.
Oh, okay.
Like there's never been any other chat shows ever in the history of television or YouTube.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a Good Morning... I wonder if other countries have like a Good Morning show.
Do you think so? Do you think there'd be Good Morning America? No.
Good Morning
Australia? No.
Good Morning Britain?
No, it couldn't possibly be.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we definitely pinched the
View.
The idea of 2 people sitting here from The View.
There we go again. Privileged white man steals idea from women.
Yes.
All right, let's end the show there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button. Please share. Please comment. As for us, this is a goodbye from...
until tomorrow.
For today, until tomorrow. Yes, that's right. We're also going to be here 3 days next week. So come by if you are in Bangkok to say hello, to have breakfast.
And the special guest we were going to have today will be on tomorrow. We're talking about the health industry.
That's right. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, viewer.
That's right. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Noom behind the buttons. And
don't
have
thank
a great
Jason.
day.
He was sitting there scrolling through his Facebook the whole show.
He was. Ridiculous.
Talking to his girlfriends.
Oh, no.
Yak, yak, yak.
Bye-bye.